open in the grand finals of North American Cup #3. The Regects going to be looking for a CC game here, putting out lots of crowd control.
Oh,
man.
How did he see him? He saw him. Foxy gets the catch on Roasties. Really well done there. That's going to slow down the initial momentum heavily here. We see a bursting shot into potential trap. They land that full trap. Who's going to be the target? Jamili immediately uses that temporal shield. That's absorbing all of this damage right now, and he's going to dip low and then go right back to full HP. Now Rubcup needs the one to sustain him. Rubcup's charging across the map. He's looking to get his hands dirty. He's going to land that stun onto Milkman. Dilly appears to be the target. He's trying to kite Roasties. Dilly looks like he's going to be able to survive with some nice off stuns there from Fox.
Yeah, Milkman manages to land that premonition on the first polymorph. He's playing Relentless, so this DR polymorph not going to be super effective, but Dilly in a lot of trouble. Milkman has no trinket for this blind. Triple DR ring potentially coming in. Does Rubcup have any follow-up CC? Looks like Jamili opting to get that triple DR polymorph. Dilly's still going to be in a lot of trouble, and Milkman with no trinket, this is dangerous for him.
Yeah, Foxy catching Roasties in that stun combo. Rubcup trading out some defensive cooldowns, but they redirect the damage to himself. I would almost like to see them swap to Rubcup. He's very low. Jamili, though, is still the target. This could easily be the cauterize. He's trying to stay alive. He's barely hanging on there by a thread. Blessing of Protection and Divine Shield. Rubcup is running low on cooldowns now for the rest of the fight. Dilly as well. It could be an opening. This is still anybody's match.
Yeah, that was pain suppression as well as exhilaration. If the Regects can get one more clean setup and survive, but it's unlikely that Rubcup has no defensive cooldowns left whatsoever. Jamili goes for the Dragon's Breath. No cauterize available. This could be his first and only ice block available to him as he gets lower and lower. Big heal coming in from Rubcup as you see him in the back spamming out those holy lights to keep Jamili alive, but Foxy and Dilly just putting out way too much damage.
Oh, this could easily be a boom headshot moment for Jamili. He's got to be careful. Rubcup's doing his best to keep him alive, and he's able to hold on the ice block right now. Roasties is going to pop that Vendetta. They have an opening on Dilly Poo. Roasties needs to stay on his target to take this first game. Jamili's securing the crowd control. Roasties is committing the damage. Fox is trying to save Dilly. He bought him a couple of seconds for Milkman to get a powered shield. He's looking for Shadow Mends. He's connecting the heals in these final seconds to keep Dilly alive, but this meteor hits huge. Double Dragon's Breath. Milkman peeled away. Is he going to be able to save the day? Rubcup caught into a trap. He trinkets out. He's trying to keep his team aggressive. One more poly on Milkman. They go for the Hammer of Justice. Dilly is still on the run. Jamili is dipping low. Dilly bursting shots the rogue away. A bit of an overlap with the stun, but it does buy him a couple seconds. But there's the full polymorph. Dilly's all alone. Will Dilly be able to make it out alive?
There's the no overlap on the CC, though. Milkman gets out of the crowd control, can toss out those Shadow Mends to keep Dilly alive, and now Jamili may have overstayed his welcome, but still has that one ice block, very key for him to survive, but the combustion's up. Vendetta's almost available. Dilly has the aspect of the turtle. He's going to have to do a good job with that. Rubcup falling very far behind, though, as Roasties takes a lot of damage. Rubcup almost completely tapped on mana in this situation. Bursting shot into the trap. Dilly gets lower and lower. Goes into the ice block. That was such a close
call. Dispel, though. Cauterize just came up again. Jamili's on the run, trying to avoid the damage. Foxy can't keep up. Rubcup goes for one final push. This is going to be it, but he gets out of the hodge into the blind, but Dilly has all of his defensives. Unless Dilly throws right now, he should not die, and if they survive, Rubcups can basically have nothing. There's no pressure onto Jamili, and it looks like they've secured a full poly, but he disengages on top of him to break him out. Really well done. Dilly's on the run. If he can just survive this setup, they've got everything in the books to win this. He's trying to be greedy. I don't really know how I feel about the greed here. He's getting counter pressure. Wind burst connects. Nice counter shot. Dilly MVP, and they find the kill. Sneakier Snakes in the lead, 1-0.
Wow, what an insane back and forth game between these two teams. The Regects was so close to actually securing a kill. Milkman playing that Relentless talent, that is very dangerous against a composition that has so much crowd control at their disposal. You have to sit those full blinds. It becomes a nightmare for Dilly to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if we saw in the start of that game, if he sits that first blind, which he has to, of course, then Dilly, for the most part, is going to have to use his aspect of the turtle. So it can be very, very dangerous if they manage to do that, and then they land a hodge into a sheep later on, and they have enough follow-up on that. Maybe if Rubcup would be playing blinding like that, would be even more dangerous in a situation like that. And unfortunately for the Regects, they almost had it, but they did not get enough crowd control in one situation like that, and Dilly manages to slip away, get his cooldowns back up, and then they just ran out of time, which is the story to tell with Holy Paladins, of course. And actually, when Rubcup is playing his, when he's not playing Avenging Crusader, you can actually do switches onto Rubcup as well, which is something that they were doing a little bit, getting him low and then trapping him, but you can actually even commit to Rubcup, and you don't even have to force the double bop, the double sack, the block, etc. then if you do that strategy. So I think Sneakier Snakes can even play better offensively than they did in this match and take it even more convincingly in the next one.
I don't think it's looking good for Jamili. Unless they have maybe a different composition.
It's not looking good for Peekaboo.
Okay, it's really not looking good for Peekaboo, but obviously
Yeah.
Jamili would like a first place finish to make sure they get as many points as they can, because those points go on a shelf.